It's my last day of winter break. Like, period. This is my last day of winter break here. And, well, aside from doing some packing, I decided to do this, apparently. Because remember what I said a little while ago when I said that, that there's going to be, like, spin-off shows? That, and some involve Ben 10? Well, might as well to get this one over with. Welcome to the new series, Omnitrix Lore / Ratings. It's a show where we talk about a different kind of Omnitrix, and like all the lore about it, and also we rate them 1 to 10. So let's go. The one we're going to be talking about is, by the way, we're going in chronological order. So the first one we're going to be doing is the prototype Omnitrix shown in the original series of Ben 10. This Omnitrix has had a lot of design changes throughout the series, even throughout the movie of it. Like in one episode where the Omnitrix was all the way up his arm, kind of like right here. There, but it was like in like a gaming episode. There was another one where he had the faceplate off, as what looks like in like Omniverse flashbacks and Ultimate Alien as well. So, and like this is like before it got recalibrated in Alien Force. Even in Race Against Time, it looked real. It looked like a live action version of the Omnitrix. When Ben first found the Omnitrix, it kind of looked like just like a wristwatch that was really big for him, and it had like a wide wristband, and it was big. The colors were basically primarily black, white, and gray, with like the green color in like the symbol on the Omnitrix. And the symbol was like kind of like a gray faceplate with like little green circles, like forming like a diamond, and the watch was kind of like a green hourglass. Also, a few more design changes. When like it was shown in Omniverse and Story Out Aliens, the Omnitrix appeared to have like 2 buttons instead of the original 1. And in Race Against Time, like the tubes were gray, but when he turns it on, it just glows green. This watch was created by a Galvan named Asmith, because he once created a weapon called Ascalon, which was a sword that had unlimited power and would have the capability to like either save worlds or destroy worlds. After his mistake, he decided to create the Omnitrix. And that's where the prototype came in. When Ben found it, it merged with DNA, they turned into different aliens. And throughout the series, more aliens popped up out of nowhere. And he started fighting crime alongside his cousin Gwen and his grandpa, Max Tennyson. And he actually has a greatest villain right here called Vilgax. By the way, just so you know, I'm a Ben 10 fan at heart. Ben 10 was my shit back then. Just so you know. And throughout the series, we see a lot of different modes in the Omnitrix. Active mode, recharge mode, scan/capture mode, self-destruction mode, and recalibration mode. Basically, if the core is green, that means it's active. You can turn to any kind of alien you want, whether it be forearms, or accelerator, or heat blast, or yada yada yada. But the Omnitrix has a limiter, which leads us to recharge mode. If it starts blinking red, it means it's about to time out, and you just have to wait till it glows green again, and then you can go alien. Later on in the OG series, we figured out that the scan and capture mode, well, first that was just a scan mode, is that if aliens touch Ben's watch, it can scan their DNA, and then it will just like the DNA will be in the Omnitrix, and he can turn into one of them. Like there was one time where like an alien werewolf touched Ben's watch, and then he slowly became an alien werewolf. And it's also a self-destruct mode, which was like introduced in like this is like a little shortish movie, Secret of the Omnitrix. for what reason and for what happened, it turns out there's the self-destruct option, and when the timer goes off, the Omnitrix explodes along with the wearer, and so will the rest of the universe. So that means not only would Ben die, but everyone in the universe, including Gwen, Max, his parents, and everyone he loved in his world is gone. And then there's recalibration, which I will explain in a later video. Also, the Omnitrix has like a wireless receiver to what's called a codon stream, which has the different DNA of multiple aliens. Also, the Omnitrix has a failsafe protocol, which means if anyone tries to take off the Omnitrix, the failsafe activates and will create a burst of energy that will knock the opponent on the other side. That's apparently the one saying, "You're not gonna get me, you fucker." It can also like show how many aliens you've unlocked, like what they would look like. Like it would show kind of like a display of what Forearms or what Ghost Freak or what Upgrade would look like. Any kind of alien that was unlocked in the Omnitrix. There are also a lot of extensions as well, as much as an AI. It can also be like a GPS. So create like a hologram map, which I will explain in a later episode with the Alien Force one. It can be used for a lot of stuff. Also, I just found this out. There's actually a color coding with a meaning of what the Omnitrix would do. So green is active mode, red's recharge mode, yellow is capture mode / scan mode, blue is recalibration mode, purple means controlled or risk of temporal threat, or in other cases, Eon would take it and like turn him into Eon. Orange is self-destruct mode. Gray is in active mode, black is stop mode, and pink is under spell effect. Oh my way, the displays are actually it's like black silhouettes, kind of like your shadows. They're black silhouettes. Also, when Ben turns into an alien, his clothing becomes part of the alien's clothing. So what he's wearing, like the black and white shirt with green jeans or whatever, it becomes his clothing. Although it doesn't happen for all aliens. And when the alien is transformed, the Omnitrix can be seen like on your chest or on your arm, or maybe right on your back like gray matter, or just somewhere where you would see it, kinda. Also, there's some voice commands that were introduced in Alien Force, which I will talk about later. There are also malfunctions, which like when you took the faceplate off, it created like alien hybrids. Like this one time, like Heat Blast and Ripjaws, terrible combo. Forearms and Stinkfly, bad combo. Downhead Grey Matter, awful combo. If there was like a electromagnetic interference, then the being will be able to continue to change form, kind of like Master Control, but in a different way. Like he will keep changing until like the threat was contained. Also, like there was like an episode where Ben gets sick, and when that happens, the aliens will get sick too. Like their abilities will be tampered with. Like in Heat Blast, his heat turned to ice, and he got ice powers. That was actually a cool one. For a while, the smell was gone. For Forearms, his hives were like appeared. I just realized there is actually more to know about Ben 10's watch than I ever hoped to talk about. So come back for part 2.
This semester has been a whirlwind, ladies and gentlemen. Like every semester, the classes get harder and harder, and sometimes it's hard for me to catch up. But it doesn't matter. The finals are over, and nothing else to do, except maybe I'm gonna sit around, get out, do a lot of packing to move out of here soon. And next week actually, it's the 3rd. And my last day here is the 10th. But yeah, I have nothing else to do, so let's do one of the easy things today. So welcome back to Omnitrix Lore Sites Ratings, a show where I talk about one type of Omnitrix from the Omniverse, explain all the lore rate them from 1 to 10. I was gonna jump ahead into the Omniverse until I remembered there is an Omnitrix, an ultimate alien that I did not talk about. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about an earlier prototype of the Omnitrix called the Unitrix. This Omnitrix, known as Unitrix, consists of 2 forms: the original form and the human form. Now, for those of you that don't know what Unitrix is, so basically uni means 1, which means it can contain 1 sample and that's it. It can be replaced with another sample, but that other sample just disappears. And the Omnitrix can contain multiple samples. That's why it can contain more than like 5 aliens at a time. So yeah, the Unitrix is basically a core, it has a dial. It also has the color schemes of an Omnitrix core. So yeah, it basically that's what it looks like. The human form, however, is by a girl named Eunice, which was first appeared in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. She's around Ben's height. She has blonde hair and green eyes, and when she was first found, she was completely naked. Then when they have her stay with them for a little bit, she borrowed some clothes from Gwen, which was a pink tank top, white shorts, and brown flip-flops. But then Azimuth took her in later on in the episode that she first appeared in, and she's wearing like a jumpsuit that's white with a black stripe. A little note to tell if she is the Unitrix is that she actually has like green rectangular markings on the back of her neck, and then if you press them, then she glows a really green aura, and then she turns into the core. Also, I didn't know about this, but she also came back in Omniverse for a brief moment there. It was like in a game show related episode, and she was like too quick to spot. I did not see it. Eunice, personality-wise, she's very kind. She's very lovely. She actually had a little crush on Ben. She still does, and vice versa. She's kind to humans and animals, and she shows love and care for every single one of them. Like in that episode where she's first introduced, she's basically she's kind of like Snow White. She's kind of like Snow White because animals will come up to her. Okay, now for the lore part. This might take 2 parts. I'm really sorry, but Azimuth launched the Unitrix core. It landed on Earth, and he hired Sunder to go find it for him. The pod that contained the Unitrix was discovered by Ben, Gwen, and Kevin from driving to a camping trip. After that encounter, she stayed with them for the day. Then she bonded with Ben, even though at that time he and Jilly broke up. The 2 of them were walking in the forest, and then they got attacked by Sunder. And then she shut her down, turned into the Unitrix core, and attempted to get away before Kevin and Gwen. And Kevin and Gwen stopped him, and then restarted Unitrix, and then she was revealed again. And then later on during the fight, Azimuth broke up the fight, explained the history between the Unitrix to the 3 of them, and then took them, and then he states that Eunice is a Unitrix, a really early prototype of the Omnitrix, when Azimuth wanted to preserve the alien DNA by placing genetic samples in individual Unitrixes that can animate themselves to take on the appearance, and that's how he was able to make sure like every time Ben hits the watch, the alien life form is revealed. And the reason that Eunice was revealed as a human is because Gwen tried to open a space pod, but instead it cut her hand a little bit, and then sampled her DNA, started manifesting, and created Eunice. Oh, sorry. I meant to say randomized it, not manifested it. She's revealed again, and Simeon says, trying to upload DNA samples to a cut stream, and then found out the degradation of the arachnid chip DNA, which is Spider Monkey's DNA. And then she went to the home planet, Arachnosimia, to get a fresh sample, and then found a xenocide infestation. Now, for many people that watch Ben 10 over the years, when they were kids, they should know that they already know that xenocytes are the little alien parasites that they attach on your head to turn into demon aliens. Eventually, Eunice got jumped in a pool full of them. She got turned into a demon alien and was cured by Ben. She was also revealed in a flashback in the final episode of Ultimate Alien. Now let's go to the powers and abilities. So this is short and simple. Anytime she touches a species of any kind, she will gain the powers and abilities of that being. She touched a rabbit and she got enhanced jumping and leaping from the rabbit, or she touched a bear, enhanced strength. Touched a snake, enhanced flexibility. The arachnid chip, enhanced agility, enhanced strength. The thing is, she only has those abilities for a limited time, for 5 to 10 minutes. Her only weakness is that if you touch the markings on her neck, then she'll just transform back into the Omnitrix core. Also, Aspen said that she is dangerous, but it's never explained why. Wait, never mind. I didn't think I'd actually take this whole thing, so yeah. I didn't need to do part 2 after all. So, my ratings? I'm giving this one a 10 out of 10 mainly because of the connection between Ben and Eunice. That is amazing. Don't get me wrong, I do love Ben and Julie. And in an universe Ben and what's his name that lives in the hotness, and she's stretchy. Esther, I guess. Esther, I think that's her name right there. But yeah. So I rate that 10 out of 10, and have a nice night. As I said before, the trivia is going to be in a separate video, so this is all the trivia that I couldn't put in this video for the Omnitrix. Oh wait, hold on a second. Oh, okay. That's much better. I just took a shower, I came back. Now let's do it. Alright, so start with the trivia. Though Asmith thinks that Omnitrix is silly, he is ultimately just relieved that Ben is having fun again. Dare J why I came up with the Omnitrix, as he wanted a way to have a guy named Tom Perkins to do more fusions in the show. So I guess it kind of means this guy Tom Perkins was the guy who created Heat Jaws, Diamond Man, and Snake Guards. That's what I come to a belief in. So this decision was made it was made because Cartoon Network and Bandai thought the show had too many aliens and wanted more focus on existing aliens instead of just adding more, which I guess that makes sense. Therefore, the Omnitrix serves as a loophole, giving Ben 10,000 unique transformations without adding new aliens. Which I gotta say, that's actually really smart. All Omnitrix fusions were drawn by Tom Perkins, and he drew more fusions for their online game DNA Lab. While not canon to the show, they can be viewed in the game. It's actually a game. I tried once or twice, and I only tried it once. It's not that bad. But the Omnitrix times out the sounds of the OG and latest Omnitrixes
respective timeout clips play simultaneously. Out all the concept ideas, Grabadactyl and Accelergy were the only ones that were drawn. The others were, quote-unquote, named on the board. All fusions involving Waybig are smaller than Waybig, unless he's fused with someone of the same size or bigger. All fusions involving Alien X are as dangerous as Alien X himself. However, they are weaker than pure Celestial Sapiens because their nature as fusions dilutes their Celestial Sapien DNA. Also, Nanobig, which is one of the fusion aliens, Nanomega and Waybig, is about the height of an average human. Alien W, which is Alien X and the worst, has cosmically amplified pain receptors. Stinkfire, which is Stinkfire and Swampfire, smells like burning garbage. A fusion between Gray Matter and Wrath would both be extremely intelligent and extremely aggressive, which in this case is kind of like that. I don't know. It would be like Wrath Matter or Gray Wrath. A fusion between Topic and Chromosome would shoot a prismatic laser beam from a single eye when people are the most terrified. So I guess in other words, like, as soon as you're feared, laser. Fear, laser. What would the name be? Would it be like Toezone or Chromapic? Or maybe Chromatopic? Or Topic Stone? I don't know. A fusion between Heat Blast and Water Hazard would produce steam. A fusion between Gray Matter and Brainstorm would have as much enhanced intelligence as Gray Matter. And a fusion between Waybig and Plant Apocalypse would be as big as Biolante or Godzilla. Okay. And that's all the trivia that I couldn't put in yesterday's video, so there you go. I know I made a video just not that long ago today, but I'm also getting kind of bored again. Recently I started my second summer class, just like at least 4 more classes, and then I can be done with this shit, so that I can focus on better stuff, like make sure I'm fully licensed driver, save enough money to move out of here. Basic adultery stuff. But also I made a wheel here, and more just like it for the upcoming content that I'm gonna be putting out here on TikTok. Unless it gets banned. If it gets banned, then who knows? Maybe I'll go for YouTube. Who knows? The possibility is right there. With all that out of the way, welcome back to Omnitrix Lore/Brains, a show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain the lore behind it, including what it looks like, and then I rate it from 1 to 10. Also, trivia is going to be really long, and it's going to be put in a separate video. If not, then it'll be put in this video. Alright, let's see, on this wheel right here. Alright. We're going to start off from the wheel here. The Omnitrix. To be honest, I thought I was gonna be able to do like chronological order, but now the wheel. Why not? Let's talk about the Omnitrix. You may be wondering, Omnitrix. That sounds like another bad Omnitrix, and actually it is. But the thing is, the Omnitrix is from the reboot series, and that is what it looks like. This is actually an Omnitrix that was worn by Kevin 11. That is one sign to show that the reboot series was completely different. Or at least certain aspects were different, because normally Kevin 11 would be Osmosian. He would have his own powers, but no, he would go for a watch instead. So the Omnitrix is a makeshift replica of the Omnitrix Season 1 model, preferably from the reboot series. The body is brown with 2 straps underneath the dial where the symbol turned red and appearing in half resembling like a letter K for Kevin, and with the addition of 4 metal protrusions ending in red lights. When used by Vilgax, the symbol filled up most of the dial, making it look like the letter V. Alright, for the general features, like the Omnitrix is a DNA altering device using a cross-contaminated alien DNA. It has to transform the user into a monstrous, mutated hybrid of any aliens in the device. And the exception to this is Bashmouth, who, unlike the others, is not a hybrid. And by the way, Bashmouth is the reboot's version of Blitzwolfer, but a little bit buffier and with dark colors. So what Ben turns into, Kevin's aliens are just like the opposite of that. Unlike the Omnitrix and Malnaptor, the Omnitrix only possesses 11 aliens instead of aliens organized sets of 10, which sounds about right for Kevin. And the Omnitrix will eventually possess more aliens as Kevin's future self has access to Humongoraptor, which is Humongosaur and a Velociraptor for some reason. Has a quick change feature, allowing Kevin to change forms by pressing a symbol on the alien's chest. It can keep the user and alien for much longer than 5 to 15 minutes. It has a feature akin to master control, allowing the user to mentally choose the next alien to turn into. The Omnitrix can give the hybrid transformation custom clothing, loosely based on the user's current outfit. It emits a frequency, even when not in use, so the user can easily be tracked using it. It can alter its size to fit the user's wrist. With practice, the Omnitrix can transform the user into an amalgamation of all 11 aliens, allowing them to use all their powers at once. These amalgamas are not stored on the device, but are created when being transformed into. The user, with experience, can assemble the amalgam in the way he sees fit, making him more uniform and cohesive. For those of you who don't know, amalgamations are the way of saying you take all the aliens, mush them together, and you're just a monster. Unlike the Omnitrix does not transform its user into the raw aliens. The Omnitrix can be programmed to respond telepathically to Vilgax, which I did not know about. The Omnitrix can keep Kevin transformed for much longer than the Omnitrix. This is proven in certain episodes as the screen time for an Omnitrix alien is equivalent to the screen time of 2 Omnitrix aliens. Occasional thing, like inserting the Omnitrix key allows the Omnitrix to gain access to new alien hybrids, such as Alien V. The Omnitrix symbol is generally located on the chest of the transformation. Hotshot wears his Omnitrix symbol on his collarbone, just like Heat Blast. Unlike Gray Matter, who wears the Omnitrix symbol on his back, Dark Matter wears his Omnitrix symbol on his chest. For clothing, he's able to clothe and provide genetic armor for most of the transformation. Malfunctions. Now, the Omnitrix can be affected by electromagnetic fields such as lasers. It's hackable, making the user vulnerable to being mind-controlled. It does not have all the functions of the Omnitrix. For example, it does not have the function of scanning DNA. It can be affected by magic, allowing an aim-magic user to take control of it. Similar to the Omnitrix can randomly turn a user into different aliens if the active playlist becomes overloaded. And unless altered, the Omnitrix over the years may malfunction and cause the user to become trapped in the alien form. And the aliens that are shown here are Alien V, Bashmouth, Bootleg, Crystal Fist, Dark Matter, Hotshot, Humongoraptor, Quadsmack, Rush, Skunkmouth, Thornblade, Undertow, and Wrecking Bolt. So, Alien V is basically just Alien X. Bashmouth is just like, it's Blitzwolfer. Bootleg is Upgrade. Crystal Fist is, actually Diamond Head. Dark Matter is Gray Matter. Hotshot, Heat Blast, Humongoraptor is Humongosaur. Quadsmack Forearms. Rush is Accelerate. Skunkmouth is Snakefly. Thornblade is Wildvine. Undertow is Overflow. And Wrecking Bolt is Cannon Bolts, I believe. At some point after being sent to the Null Void by the High Override Vilgax using the Snooze tech, sent Kevin blueprints for the Omnitrix via a dream. Unbeknownst to Vilgax, the boy arrogantly designed to make minor modifications to the device, making the aliens Kevin become somewhat different and more powerful than their normal variants, but also unstable. Yeah, okay, there's a lot more trivia in here than I thought it would be, so it'd be put in a separate video. Then again, the general information was also very long. Holy shit, there's so much about this that I did not know about. You guys can see the shock in my face, okay? You guys see the shock in my face. Alright, I'm gonna put this in a separate video, all this shit in a separate video. And I'm gonna give them a rating now. Omnitrix, from the looks of it, I'll give a solid 9 out of 10. Maybe 9.5. Holy crap. This is the trivia episode. Here we go. Hold on tight for this one because this is a lot of crap. So, up until Ben 10 vs. Universe, the movie, which is in the reboot series, the Omnitrix had only been referred to as such in marketing. In prior instances in the series, Ben and Kevin both referred it to as an Omnitrix. The Omnitrix is similar to the Ultimatrix in several ways, which means like both were created by a villain who took the basic Omnitrix blueprint / core and added extra features on it by themselves. Both of them made the aliens more powerful in combat. The creators of both are in some ways a counterpart of Ben. The Omnitrix is also similar to the Bodytrix in the sense that the transformations are fusions of any two species. And like Kevin himself, all Omnitrix transformations are voiced by a guy named Greg Sipes. The exceptions are Anti-Vilgax and Alien V, who are voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, who actually played Ben 10 in Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, and Omniverse, and who also played Spider-Man in the PS4/PS5 games. And for those of you who grew up watching Legion of Superheroes, he was Superman. So yeah, Anti-Vilgax and Alien V are voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, since both transformations were used by Vilgax and not Kevin. This doesn't happen in all dubs, like the Brazilian Portuguese dub, for example, where each one of Kevin's aliens has their own voice actor. Kevin modifies the Omnitrix on a regular basis. When Vilgax inserted the Omnitrix key into the Omnitrix, the device was not upgraded like the Omnitrix. Well, or like with the Omnitrix. Instead, it simply unlocked Celestial Sapien DNA, enabling Vilgax to transform into Alien B. The hybrid components of the Omnitrix aliens, excluding Alien V, will be revealed much later than Ben 10 vs. Universe movie. There's also far more to its story and will eventually be told. The crew is currently working on something that will explain the inner workings of the Omnitrix, which that is something to look forward to, I guess, if you're a fan of the reboot series, which I am. I'm not that big of a fan of. Like, it's okay, but it cannot beat the GOAT. However, changes at Warner Brothers Discovery are putting things such as further details regarding the Omnitrix and its aliens on pause. All Omnitrix hybrids except Bashmouth are of aliens already featured in both classic continuity and reboot continuity. A non-canonical explanation given by Kelly Turnbull for the Omnitrix's DNA was that it comes from a DNA cloud created by the device after it was activated. Also, the hybridization and mutation process is described as being kevified, which is nice. The technology level is far lower than the Omnitrix due to the crude nature of its creation. It's far more violent execution and DNA manipulation, being only a half operation compared to the Omnitrix. Kelly Turnbull believed that the Omnitrix's aliens are hybrids of little bits of DNA from various species with Ben's. Also, if Asmith ever saw the Omnitrix, he would call it shoddy work. Imagine Asmith calling it, "This is shoddy work, 11. What the fuck is this?" And that's it. Jesus Christ, there's so much. I have a feeling that some of this trivia was actually something from when they were still doing the reboot series. That's my theory right there. But yeah, as I said, it's 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching. I got bored again, which is not a surprise there. But I'm also nervous. And you want to know why I'm nervous? It's because, have you ever heard of the Tough Mountain Challenge? If you are, then you're the right person to talk to, or right people to talk to about this. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be spending basically all day packing, so I can go to Tough Mountain Challenge with my dad on Saturday. And he's done this before. I have not. This is my first time, so I would like at least some advice. I would have at least some advice here. Like, I will have some questions for people who have been in Tough Mountain Challenge before. Like, is it scary? If so, how scary is it from 1 to 10? Is it gonna be relying mostly on strength, or relying mostly on speed? Or like, do you get like at least some sort of reward for achieving this kind of challenge? I just need some advice. Answer these questions for me. Any kind of questions that I ask. Like, seriously, like, I really need to know, because I am really nervous here. Because it's right around the corner, and I am nervous for my first time ever. Well, that out of the way, welcome back to Omnitrix /Rating. It's a show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, I explain all the lore behind it, including what it looks like, and then I rate it from 1 to 10. Also, the trivia. If it's not that much trivia, I'll be putting this video. If not, I'll be putting a separate video. Let's go. Alright. Who we're gonna get today? Alright. Please be something unknown. And, okay, never mind. The reboot Omnitrix! Now, been to the reboots, if you have been following along on the series, or at least through clips on YouTube, like I have, then you know that has different changes throughout the years, or throughout the seasons. In Season 1, the Omnitrix is a very big wristwatch, primarily black and gray in color, with a great dial in the middle, like a watch face, which has a green hourglass shape, like in the OG series, kind of. And when Ben selects aliens, it shows the alien silhouette. In Omnitrix Part 3, Phil put on a blue device on the outer side of the Omnitrix, which was supposed to control the temporary malfunction and switch it from alien to alien. Season 2, it was upgraded by upgrade in Omnitrix Part 4. The white cords and dial were silver and green. The 4 buttons on the faceplate were replaced with gray squares. There was an additional band of dark gray running around the center of the Omnitrix. The activation button was on the strip. Season 3 got rebooted in Invasion Part 5 High Override. The rim of the dial was white, squares on the last upgrade were replaced by green arrows, and the area behind the hourglass and the wristband both became gray. The outer band was black with green arrows, and the sides of the dial and the ends of the wristband were silver. The top of the gray wristband had a green hourglass underneath the dial, and the top of the dial was black. Unlike the Omnitrix's last 2 versions, the 3rd version did not have its tube-like circuitry. Also in the Pentathlon Forever Night's Guards episode thing, Forever Night's Guards put the locking device on the Omnitrix. Also in Crossover Nexus, looked generally the same, but it's adapted to the outside of OKKO Let's Be Heroes. And Xeno was his name-o, which was like a Ben Triton cartoon thing. The Omnitrix had a cartoonish aesthetic due to Ben being Xeno's world. And Seasons 4 and 5, as the Summer Breakers, the latest upgrade colors the entire device almost completely gray, with the black ends of the arrows on the dial being absent. The hourglass coloring now remains two-tone gray, and white support tubes around the dial. In Xeno's world, the Omnitrix had a cartoon aesthetic much like in Xeno was his name-o, which is the same thing as I read earlier. In Alien Extinction, the Omnitrix in Dimension 12041.5 looks exactly like the same as Season 4, except the white tubes are facing the left side and has a black square. The OG's Dimension Omnitrix looks the same as Season 1. The Alien Force Dimensions resembles a slimmer Seeker watch-like shape, now with the green wristband and the face dial becoming black and green, so basically like the Alien Force Omnitrix. The Omniverse Dimension Omnitrix resembles a digital wristwatch, so it's basically like the same Omniverse Omnitrix, but it's had like a different design. It's like the designs are different, a little bit different. That's the same thing. There's one in Maximilian's dimension, which is an older Max. It looks exactly like the Omniverse dimension. He said the inside of the Omnitrix is green. The faceplate can become red when it times out. The vents are also absent from the Omnitrix. Gwen 10's Omnitrix looks exactly like the same as Ben 10's Omnitrix in the OG series. So the bun on the body and the circles on the dial is absent. Alternate timelines. Omnitrix from aborted timelines and Ben again and again looks exactly as Season 1 version. I mean, these are what they look like. Of course, the Omnitrix was created by Asmith and assisted by a brilliant chimera sui generis named Vilgax. And yeah, Vilgax, Held Asmith, built this thing. And it was made to allow the user to walk in the shoes of other alien life forms and bring closer unity in the universe. No users, Vilgax, Ben 10, Billy Billions, Gwen Tennyson, and Alien X. There are modes there like active mode, recharge mode, capture mode, recalibration mode. Recalibration mode, different from Alien Force, but still recalibration mode. Jesus Christ, there's so much features here. I'm gonna have to do a part 2, so stick around. This is part 2. Go watch part 1 for more context in there. So for the features, there's a general one. Like the Omnitrix contains DNA of millions of aliens from across the galaxy and can transform the user into one of them for a limited period of time. Only 10 of these DNA samples can be available at any given time, as only 10 can be loaded into the loading bay unless the setting is to allow more than 10 is changed. Originally, the Omnitrix could only have 10 accessible aliens at a time, as at Ben 10,010. That has been changed. The reason for this in-universe is unknown. Alien DNA is injected into the user, meaning they retain the wielder's personality, memories, and consciousness. Because of this, most aliens are not full-blown aliens, with the exception of ectoneuroid and conductoid DNA. And by that I mean Ghost Freak and Feedback. The DNA samples are contained in DNA pods with a small force field that keeps the DNA contained but allows the user to pass through it. Yeah, this is where it gets so different. God damn, love reboots here. But this feature is actually cool. Also, if the user is inside the watch, they can transform by running through the pods. The device had bonded to Ben's genetic code, so only a biological relative of the Tennyson family can become an alien by running through them. So Gwen can become one, Max can become one, and the parents become one. The user can access the entire cache of aliens by cycling in new chambers and replacing the others. The new pods take place of the old ones after the Omnitrix is reset, but will return to their current or default factory settings, and if not. Also, the user can temporarily access aliens not present in the active playlist by pulling up on the device faceplate instead of pushing down. This brings up a holographic touchpad where the user can tap and drag circles across a specific pattern to temporarily unlock new aliens. In fact, I actually saw this on YouTube before. That's when they realized he can pull it up, and that's when he unlocked Goop and Way Big. Holy crap! I was about to say, hey, reboots, this one is so fucking cool! I mean, Omnitrix, you can just pull up and put in new aliens just by touching buttons. Oh my god! Also, the Omnitrix has a transport access panel that can allow one to go inside the watch. It can be programmed to respond telepathically to its user. This is backed up by certain models of the watch having no activation button, and the device itself can activate on its own, confirming that the user can manipulate the device with their mind to an extent. It can repair mutated DNA and terraform planets. It can emit a frequency even when not used, so the user can easily be tracked using it. It has master control, of course, which allows the user to transform into alien they want whenever they want without having to touch it. Even if they're already transformed to alien, do not unload. It has safeguards that prevent it from being possessed by an ectoneuroid Ghost Streak. It has a quick change feature, allowing Ben to change from alien to alien, kind of like Master Control. It has protection against its external attackers, such as fulminists and nanites. It has an orange timer-like setting that was activated by Azimuth. It can give the alien transformations custom clothing loosely based on the user's current outfit. As a failsafe release that attaches itself from the user's wrist should the user be critically endangered beyond the watch's help. If its settings are changed and with practice, the user can create fusions of the aliens. These fusions are not stored on the device but are created when being transformed into. The user, with the experience, can assemble the fusion in the way he sees it or he sees fit, making it more uniform and cohesive. If the user passes through the DNA pods inside the watch, he can also become fusions. The user can also transform to fusions through their emotions. Also, the Omnitrix could create an alien species. Extensions. The Omnitrix has a built-in universal translator. It can be used as a two-way communication system. It can also track alien signals. Enhancement. This is new. Because of a malfunction caused when it was recalibrated by upgrading Omnitrix Part 4, it allowed the user to transform in a random manner into Omni-enhanced versions of the aliens through the use of energy-based forms like shock rock. Now, an example of it is a picture of Wildvine that looks like that. He literally is modified and shit. Like that's basically an upgrade of their own. When the Omnitrix rebooted Sub-Innovation Part 5 High Override, the Omni enhancements were removed, but they may return if the Fulmini DNA infects the aliens again. And in case you didn't know, Fulmini is Shock Rock's DNA species. Upon the acquisition of the Omnitrix key, the Omnitrix can provide aliens with Omni-Kicks armors, or security protocol built in the device. By twisting the symbols on their bodies 90 degrees, the alien forms will be armored in robotic suits, boosting their natural abilities and adding new powers. The Omnitrix can provide aliens with Omni-Knot armors by twisting the symbol of their bodies another 90 degrees. The alien forms will have their Omni-Kicks uniforms or armors reformatted to special robotic suits that allow them to survive the vacuum of space and aquatic environments, which again, oh my god, that is fire. They can alternatively be activated automatically when the user is already in space. And for aliens who can naturally survive in space, such as Jet Ray, the Omni-Knot armors will give them added protection. Now for the position of the Omnitrix symbol, it's generally located on the chest of the transformations, like in UAF, like Alter Alien Force, that shit. Heatblast wears his Omnitrix symbol on his collarbone, which is not true, it's right here. Gray Matter and Slapback wear their Omnitrix symbols on their backs, which is true, they do. It's on their backs. Now, clothing, it's completely different, because apparently in the reboot series, Ben wears a green and black shirt with the letter 10 on the side of it. In alien form, it completely changes for some people who wear clothing. Like, it may or may not get clothing to a transformation. Where it does, the color and style of the clothing seems to be random. Like, Diamond Head has black and yellow clothing, Accelerator has black and blue clothing, Forearms and Gax have white and black clothing, so basically, like, Forearms has OG clothing. Similar to Ben Price transformations with classic continuity. Slapback has white, blue, and black clothing. Gray Matter has green and black clothing. The rest appear to have no clothing. The Omnitrix typically displays black silhouettes transformations like the OG series. It's also present with the Gwen 10 dimension counterparts. Certain Omnitrixes from other dimensions, notably the Alien Force dimension, instead display three-dimensional green holograms of the transformations. Stay tuned for part 3. If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. I am fucking bored. I've done a little bit of homework and I'm trying to keep myself entertained. Mainly because my parents are on vacation for their anniversaries. They're in Mystic, Connecticut, and well, yeah, that's the thing. I also I think I like less bored than what I was at work. Actually, no, more like I was. I think I was just as bored at work as I am now. So let's just do this, okay? Welcome back to Omnitrix Lore Size Reigns, the show where I take one watch from the universe, explain the lore behind it, explain what it looks like, and then rate from 1 to 10. I tried to like make a video of this like before I did the Tough Mountain Challenge, but no, the internet was not my friend. So I hope it is right now. Also, the trivia, of course, if it's not that much trivia, be put in this video. If not, it's gonna be a separate video. We're gonna get today. All right, please be something good. Please be something original. Prototype 71? That sounds like the worst. Like the worst name for an Omnitrix I've ever heard in my entire life. I know it's like a drawing of it, but look, that's what it looks like right there. That's like the picture of it. Okay, so this is basically a prototype version of the Omnitrix, except it was created by Dr. Psychobos. The Prototype 71 Omnitrix, it resembles a white wristwatch with a band similar to Ben's watch. It had 2 light green circles behind the clear cover and 5 grayish-blue pointed lines surrounding the rim. This can also turn the user to a various different species as a quick change feature, which can allow the user to transform from one alien to another with their mind. It can also randomly switch the user from one alien to another, similar to the randomizer function of Ben's Omnitrix. The display mode, it has a selection function where the user can choose a as a selection function where the user can choose the alien they want to transform through their nucleus, and then the nucleus rises to transform the user. The Prototype 71 is programmed to give its aliens punk clothes. Okay. And apparently this is malfunctions, because why wouldn't it have malfunctions? Due to it being a faulty prototype by Dr. fucking Psychobos, the aliens had defects which hinders their powers, like Upchuck getting sick when eating. And no, I'm not talking about having him projectile vomiting energy balls out of his mouth. He'll actually get sick, like actual human-like vomit, I think. Also, due to the random transformations, the user can transform to unwanted aliens in the middle of the night, which sounds torturous. Now imagine waking up in the middle of the night and you're transformed to heat blast and you just set your house on fire. Apparently, there are no aliens, and there are at least 6 of these. Not 10, 6. Scatosaurus, which is basically a humongous sword variant, I guess. There's also forearms, heat blast, upchuck, blocks, and accelerate. Yeah, sure. The other 5 aliens get normal last superhero names. The alien names, sure. But humongous sword, you go Scatosaurus? I wonder what that looks like. Yeah, and this was not worn by a Ben Tennyson. This was by a guy named Timothy. I kid you not. It literally said Timothy. No last name, just Timothy. And look, there's not that much trivia over there, so let's put it in. Unlike other Omnitrixes, the alien's accessed by this device does not have an Omnitrix symbol, which clearly it doesn't. Dr. Psychobos had a shelf of other Omnitrix limitations he created. Oh, not imitations. Sorry, not limitations. Such as the Prototype 101 and the Prototype 615. It is unknown if these are simply codenames or Dr. Psychobos actually created that many prototypes. It is implied that the aliens only got defects over time when Timothy used the device more, as Timothy demonstrated he had knowledge on how heat blast and accelerate are supposed to work, but is unable to perform those features. Also, Scatosaurus is the only alien that Timothy used that did not display any defects, as he was used the earliest. Great, so he's got the least problems there. Okay, I think I know why this was like not an official Omnitrix, because this looks like a comic book. Because that's what Timothy looks like. This is Timothy. That's just his name. That's just his name. This is Timothy. You know, I'm going to talk about him in this video too. He has dark-skinned boy with black hair and brown eyes. He wears brick blue pants and brown hoodie. He has ear piercings, a spike bracelet on his right wrist, a chain on his waist, and a beaded necklace. He originally wore a prototype only one on his left wrist, which makes sense. Timothy likes to do whatever he wants, so he is humbled after encountering Ben. This has got to be like in a reboot or something. Like, come on! He was working as a pizza delivery man. We need to make a delivery for alien contractors. When they refused to pay for the pizza, he sold the first thing he saw, the Prototype 71. Sometime later, he robs a skateboard store at Skatosaurus. Is mistaken for Ben. Ben and Rook decide to investigate and end up finding Timothy. Oh, Ben and Rook! So it happens in the Omniverse. Good to know. Who gets involved in a fight with Ben and manages to escape. He later decides to take revenge on the contractors, but his watch malfunctions, transforming him to random aliens, facilitating this defeat against Ben. He was not arrested, but he had to return the skateboards he stole from the store and pay the owner for the damage caused. To that end, Tim started working for Packmore at his pizzeria. Timothy's Prototype 71 allows him to yada yada, you already know that. Trivia, not that much anyway. Timothy shares some base similarities with Mad Ben. I knew that's where I get like the spike, like the spike here in the outfit from. It's kind of like Mad Ben, as both dress punkish and use their Omnitrix to get what they want. Timothy is the only Omnitrix user that does not come from an alternate dimension who also made his debut in a comic. It was a comic. It was a comic. Yes. So given the fact it's like a made-up Omnitrix that apparently was in the Omniverse and was a comic, which I knew, and had like a punkish look, much like Mad Ben's, I gotta say, it sounds cool, but I had to rate the look from 1 to 10. And based on how it looks, I mean, the story of itself, it sounds like a solid 7 out of 10. But no, I'm gonna give that thing a 2 out of 10. Especially since it was invented by Doctors like Cobos. Come on, man! I usually have an intro for these things, but not this time. I had another video planned, but I'm probably gonna do it later on tonight or just tomorrow, because I done my homework for this week, so yeah, that's about that. So one more unit in my summer class, and then I'm done. I'm done with this shit. But then again, I'm gonna be home for the fall semester, so there we go. Anyway, welcome back to Omnitrix Lore / Reigns, a show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain all the lore behind it, including what it looks like, and then I rate from 1 to 10. And the trivia, of course. If it's not that much trivia, I'll be putting in this video. If not, I'll be putting in a separate video. Alright, which one is going to be there today? Alright, give me something new. Give me something new here. And the Gwen 10 Omnitrix. Specifically, the Omniverse version. Okay, I just skimmed through it, and it's not that much there, so the Omniverse Gwen 10 Omnitrix is just like the OG Omnitrix from the original series prior to its recalibration, except the interface is pink instead of green. It's primarily dark blue in color, with the dial being light blue, and when in use, its core pops out, revealing pink circuitry line. All the features are the same as well. It allows the user to transform into a variety of aliens, including their strengths and their weaknesses, all that stuff. And the clothing, it's the same thing, but since Gwen wears different clothes, it's going to be wearing the clothes that she wears. And the watch is usually located in different parts in different places of the transformations when she's in alien form. Also similar to the Omnitrix is blue and pink, being in the shape of a cat. The only aliens that do not have this are Wildvine and Goop. It has the same amount of aliens. It has the same kinds of aliens for her that every Ben has. The aliens are Cannonball, Diamond Head, Goop, Stinkfly, Upgrade, Wildvine, and Accelerate. From what I count, it's only 8 aliens, and only the first 2 and the last 2 were introduced in the Omniverse. Trivia. It's not that much, so I'll be putting this video. Gwen's aliens having a cat-shaped Omnitrix symbol as a reference to the logo on her shirt, which is a cat. Also in 2020, there were plans for an unofficial Tamaranian transformation exclusive to Gwen 10. However, the file was unable to work. Now, if I remember this correctly, Tamaranian means starfire species. They were planning on turning her into Starfire. And that's about it. I'm going to give this one a solid 5 out of 10. Don't judge me on it, just cuz. Okay. It's getting late, so I gotta get this going. So, welcome back to Omnitrix Lord's Edge Reigns, a show where I take one watch from the Omniverse and explain the lore behind it, including explaining what it looks like, and I rate it from 1 to 10. On a trivia, if it's not that much trivia, be put in this video. If not, be put in a separate video. Ooh, we're gonna get today. Alright, give me someone good. Give me something great. Give me something great. And it's Omnitrix. It's Omnitrix. Yeah, that's actually going to be a short-ass video. Alright, so there's Omnitrix, nicknamed the Omnitrix. It's the Omnitrix in alternate timeline that's worn by Argent. Yeah, you actually forgot about him, didn't you, buddy? Look, Ben Prime, I am sorry that I forgot about him, but he is the oddball out too. He's the honest one of all, other than Tim 10. And, well, to be completely honest, I kind of forgot about him, and he is really, really not that important. Yeah, I got a point there. Omnitrix is really not that important, guys. Yeah, anyway, onto the lore. It's a gold-colored version of the Omnitrix, the Omniverse Omnitrix, but with orange as the primary color. Archer received the Omnitrix from Smith, who sold it to him to cover some old gambling debts, giving him full access. Wait. This Smith was giving Archer full access, but my Smith wouldn't give me mine? What the fuck? Oh... Albedo, I get it. You were jealous that one bank gets full control, maybe another one doesn't, but you gotta get over that, man. Jesus Christ. Where was I? All right, the rest of the lore. The Omnitrix mainly allowed for the user to transform to a newest variety of aliens, the same as any other Omnitrix, and having their own unique powers along with the strengths and weaknesses of every alien that's in there. Also, it has a master control mode. And do not get jealous of the master control, Ben Prime. God damn it, you saw right through me, you bitch. Wait, you looked at Bayo too. Well, yeah, it's because I'm jealous that he's got master control as well. Exactly, and that's why, for the both of you, not to get jealous of that. The aliens it has, the no alien says, it says goop and an unknown human form, which I do not want to know, actually. Oh yeah, and trivia, this is one thing. The idea of the Omnitrix was just a one-off joke, and I'm so glad it was just a one-off joke. So I guess the rating's unanimous. I mean, it looks okay. It looks good. I mean, it's shiny, but it's not the best one I've seen. Also, this comes from an aspect that this is super rich or was rich and got in debt. So it's not that much to go around for. I mean, hell, I bet in that world, everyone would be wearing that watch and not calling it the Omnitrix. They'd be calling it that, just the Omnitrix, that's it. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one I'll give it a 3 out of 10. Because it's just a joke. It's just a joking character. Not just a joking character, it's a joking variant of a Ben 10 Omnitrix. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I would rather just get along with Tim 10 than do Omnitrix. Wait, really, Ben 23? You rather go with the guy who got watched from Dr. Psychobos against someone who has major debts and decided to give away for free and giving him full master control. Actually, I get it now. I get it now. So yeah, 3 out of 10. That's it. See you next one. Yeah, summer's going way too fast, and I'm almost done with my second summer course, and about to be in the fall soon, in late August. Whoopee! Anyway, that's about it. So welcome back to Omnitrix Force Reigns, the show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain all the lore behind it, and including what it looks like, and then I ready for 1 to 10. And trivia. Trivia is not that long. It'll be put in this video. If not, the trivia will be put in a separate video. Oh, and by the way, I'm not holding the phone. I'm using a tripod that I've had for a while. Never thought about using it, but I am using it now. I actually kind of used it rarely, but that's not important right now. I'm using it now. We're gonna get to today. Please be someone good. Please be someone good. Please be someone good. And it's the Omnitrix. Wait, did I do this one before? Hold on, I thought. Okay. Yeah, I checked my TikTok, and yeah, apparently I did do that, and I forgot to remove that guy. So we're just gonna move this guy and take 2. All right, please be someone better. Please be someone good. Please be someone good. Bad Omnitrix. Hey, it's been like 5 or 10-ish minutes later, and actually, no, I think like 20 or 15-ish minutes later, I hit a shower, and it's in the dark, and I actually have a light for me to see, so let's get started with this one. So, it's no surprise at all here that the Bad Ben timeline is basically has Ben Prime's Omnitrix, but the only difference is that the shade of green is different. Instead of like a lime green, it's a mint green. It has all of the second Omnitrix's features, and has the same aliens that Ben Prime has. In fact, there are actually 5 known aliens on this list here. There's Buzzshock, Ghost Streak, Grab Attack, Goop, and Heat Blast, and only the first 3 ever appeared in the Omniverse. And look at that, not that much trivia, so as we put in this video, first off, it's unknown if the Bad Ben Omnitrix contains feedback's DNA. And unlike his other counterparts, Bad Ben Omnitrix does not have a unique name. Which, let's be honest, it's just, let's say Bad Ben Omnitrix. It's not more self-explanatory than ever. So yeah, and yeah, that's it. That's it for Bad Ben Omnitrix. You know, nah, I'll give it a 2 out of 10. Actually, not 2 out of 10. I'll give it a 1 out of 10 because it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing, but with a different shade of green. It's not that impressive. Hallelujah, brothers and sisters. I am finally finished with my second summer course, and I can enjoy my rest of the vacation I have solely have been busy on. Then again, I also have work. Fuck! Also, apparently, my videos have gotten, like, less and less views recently, so let's hope this actually boosts them up a little bit. So, welcome back to Omnitrix Lore/Dreams, so the show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain the lore behind it, including what it looks like, and then I rate from 1 to 10. Oh, and trivia, if it's not going to be that long, it's going to be put in this video. If If not, it's gonna be put in a separate video. Also, I think the reason it's been getting so many views, hasn't been getting that many views, because I keep posting episodes of this frequently now, and mainly because I have zero ideas in my head yet, so this is going to be just an easy one. Oh yeah, I'm not using my tripod right now because well, it's on the ground and I'm already sitting down. I got everything set up, so I'm not gonna take that long again. Ooh, and we got who we're gonna get today? All right, please be something good. Please be something good. The Potus Altiari. I actually heard about this in the Ben 10 Cosmic Destruction game that I actually have on Xbox. It's out there. I'm not gonna show you it. And to be honest, I'm actually excited for this one because it's an Omnitrix that I have not heard of for a long time. Well, actually, that's a lie. I've heard of it, but something that I have been meaning to learn about for a little while now. Did I hear someone say the Potus Altiari? Because I'm actually wanting to learn about that too. Ben Prime. Really? I mean, I'm not thinking about it. You did wear it one time, only with one time with that evil Waybig, which turned out to be Albedo in the end of it. And, the last set for that fight. So I guess you have the right to learn more about this. Yes, thank you. And I actually kind of expected there was Albedo because of the symbol. It looked red. But then again, I wasn't focusing on who it really was. I was just focusing on how do I save the city and how do I stop him. Yeah, you're right. So let's get into this one. So the Potus Altiari is a device that was created by the ancient Galvin, which is gray matter's species, as a device capable of multiplying one's natural abilities several times over. Like imagine the Omnitrix get a power boost of probably like 1,000-fold for a temporary amount of time. So the Potus Altiari is green in color and resembles mechanical materials. There are gear-like stripes running behind the intergalactic peace symbol and green wiring around it. There are black marks surrounding the symbol, as well as leaf-like edges. Once Ben transforms into an alien using it, the Potus Altiari is positioned on the Omnitrix symbol. The history is basically simple. It actually comes from the Cosmic Destruction video game. So, in Cosmic Destruction, 6 pieces of it were scattered all over the Earth, and again, Ben used the power of Waybig to defeat evil Waybig. According to Azimuth, his work began in the interest of the sciences that eventually created the Omnitrix and Ultimatrix long ago by Azimuth's ancestors, the ancient Galvin. Realizing that the Potus Altiari was too dangerous, they decided to hide it on Earth, since even if the primitive humans found it, they wouldn't know how to use it. Unfortunately, upon entering Earth's atmosphere, the ship carrying the device was destroyed and the device itself was torn to pieces. The pieces were found by villains and greatly enhanced their powers, though one piece turned Enoch to stone when it was removed. It can only be used once if a piece is missing. Which has come to the conclusion that, there weren't, he only used that thing once. The thing is because a piece of that was missing, and I don't think anyone knows which piece that was. So, it was only this one time. It was just a one-off thing. And that was it. And look at that. No trivia. So this is actually another one that is surprisingly short. So yeah. Even though it looks cool, it's still the Ultimatrix, just with an extra layer of what armor. So yeah, I'll give that one a 6 out of 10. I'll give that a 6 out of 10. I mean it's alright, but it looks clunky and doesn't look that comfortable with your wrist because it might just touch your hand and be like, ow, ow. So, yeah. Potus Altiari, 6 out of 10. See you next one. Hey everybody, hope you have a productive morning, because I have a pretty productive morning as well. I helped my dad with taking the old grill to the dump. I got my hair cut, as you guys can see, and as you can see from this box, I got new shoes as well, because my old ones were sacrificed in a tough mountain challenge. They healed as best they could, but it was too late. But they had a good run. Their one final mission. Anyway, that's getting sad, so let's make it happy here. Welcome back to Omnitrix Lore Search Reigns, the show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain all the lore behind it, including what it looks like, and then I rate from 1 to 10. And the trivia. If it's not that much trivia I'll be put in this video, but it's going to be a lot of trivia that we put in a separate video. Let's go. By the way, I have my tripod. Right? I have a tripod, or like somewhat of a tripod on my phone, so that's why I don't have it on my hand. So, anyway, let's get to it. Oh, we gotta get today. Alright, let's be something good. Something great. It is the Omnitrix. I know for a fact that this would be like a quick episode as well. Some of these will probably be quick, I think. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so the Omnitrix looks like a black buckle that's located on Ben Zara's straight jacket by his forearm sleeve. Not the wrist, the forearm sleeve. Its interface is purple and has a gray rim with 4 spikes protruding from it. When in use, its core pops up, revealing purple circuitry line. Alright, so features. The Omnitrix is the same thing as the Omnitrix. It turns the user to a variety of aliens, gain their powers, their strengths, their weaknesses, all that. And the Omnitrix has had clothes to its aliens, and the Omnitrix would appear at random places of the transformation, like in the OG Omnitrix or with the Omniverse Omnitrix Ben Prime Omnitrix. Malfunctions, however, since Ben Zara is an undead being, any non-inert alien transformations he has would be zombified versions. So like Heat Blast, zombified. Big Chill, zombified. Also, Omnitrix is not embedded in Zara's flesh, making it easy to remove. I would say that's a lucky thing, but I don't know about that. So, the Omnitrix contains most of Ben Prime's aliens. Let's just go through the whole thing in this list here. Blocks, Frankenstrike, Goop, Wrath, Snarrow, Stinkfly, Topic, Upgrade, Waybig, Vampire, Wildlight. Now, the only ones that are not interrelated, the ones that don't have like an undead zombified version are Frankenstrike, Snarrow, and Vampire, because they're all from Inner Transl. The rest, they have undead versions. So Blocks is undead, Goop's undead, Wrath's undead, Stinkfly's undead, Topic's undead, Upgrade's undead, Waybig's undead, and Wildlight is undead. And only Frankenstrike and Snarrow were ever appeared in the Omniverse franchise. Ooh, a hefty amount of trivia, I guess, we put in this video. So it starts off with, it is unknown as Omnitrix contains feedback's DNA, which would be essential right there. When asked if Ben Zara has access to Spitter, Derek J. Wyatt stated, "It seems like he had access to most of what Ben does." This correlates with Derek's previous statement that Spitter was unlocked for Ben Prime off-screen after Ben 10 destroyed all aliens and is available to him in the present day. However, Matt Wayne believes that Ben Prime had not unlocked Spitter, and as of the Frogs of War Part 2, it is unknown if Spitter was unlocked afterwards. I mean, if Spitter was unlocked during the Sauron Aliens, or like after the Sauron Aliens, and during the Frogs of War Part 2, that would be a sight to see. That would be a sight to see Spitter in that animation right there. The Omnitrix's spikes look similar to the evolved Omnitrix symbol on Bale's ultimate forms in Omniverse. And Archfiend Zaro, which is an unofficial alien that Derek J. Wyatt created long after the series ended, is exclusive to Manzaro. I mean, you have Zara in the name, so I guess that would make sense. I thought that would be like a shorter episode, but I guess not. It turns out it was okay. So yeah, I'll give this one. I mean, it looks cool. It looks okay, and the guy can remove it. The guy can remove the watch, and it wouldn't just be a problem. I'll give it like a 5 or no, a 6 out of 10. I'll give this thing a 6 out of 10. 5's not that bad, but it's okay. Like less than a week, I start hopefully my final semester at college, and then if all goes well, I'm gonna graduate. Woohoo! Also, it's been a heck of a week for me, considering that I work 4 days this week, and I only have one more day of work this week. Well, that's something right there. I've worked 3 days this week. I'm on my 4th tomorrow afternoon. It's more like a afternoon transitioning to an evening shift, but potato. With all that out of the way, welcome back to Omnitrix Lore Such Brings, a show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain the lore behind it, including what it looks like, and then I rate it from 1 to 10. Oh, and trivia. If it's not going to be that much trivia, it's going to be put in this video. If it's going to be a whole lot more trivia, it'll be put in a separate video. Alright, who we going to get today? Alright, please be something good. Please be something good. Please be something good. And it's the Negatrix. It's the Negatrix. See, Negatrix. See, I know like the first part of it, like the first half of the name is negative. I don't know why they decided to call it like that. I don't know why they just couldn't go with negative Omnitrix, but nope, whatever. Okay, well, I think this is going to be like a shorter episode too. So, start off with the appearance. The Negatrix looks exactly like the second Omnitrix in the Omniverse, and except the white parts are black and the green parts are dark gray. The features are all the same thing as the Omniverse Omnitrix, and of course there are aliens in that thing as well. All of Ben Prime's known original aliens there too. The ones that are listed here are Atomix, Big Chill, Gut Rot, Goop, and Wrath. And only Gut Rot was ever introduced in the series. The other 4 were not. Okay, trivia. I have the amount of trivia right there. Alright, so for trivia. It's unknown the Negatrix contains feedback DNA, which, let's face it, I think I'd say it does as well for the other ones. Like, if Ben Prime has feedback, if Ben 23 has feedback, and Gwen 10 has feedback, then yeah, everyone else has feedback DNA. They just don't use it as much as they do. It is unknown if Negaban names his aliens differently than Ben Prime's or at all, which I got him say it wouldn't make sense. Like, what would they call? Like, what would he call them? What would he call them? Like, Ben 23 calls way big giant manster, and he also calls like wild mud dog nabbit. In the reboot series, Kevin 11 has an Omnitrix, and he calls Diamond Head Crystal Fist, and he calls Overflow Undertow, which is like the opposite versions of what he does, like the opposite versions of his aliens. Ben's aliens, to be specific. Also, we heard like noises of come from the background. It's because I have a theory that someone's shooting fireworks. It's literally the 22nd of August. 4th of July was over over a month and a half ago, dude. The crew that made this guy came up with a bunch of names for Negaben's aliens that are exclusive to him, called Alien Whatever, Apathetic X, Dystopia, Don't Care Bear, Sad Panda, and Snooze Alarm. Also, there is an unofficial alien from Derek J. Wyatt called The Darkness, which was created long after the series ended and was exclusive to Negaben. Derek also called his transalien transformation the Electric Corpse. Yeah, I knew it. Fireworks right there. By the way, the Electric Corpse? That could be like any electric alien. Not Buzzshock, though. Or Amphibian. Maybe Feedback? Or Shock Squatch, I don't know. But overall, on to the ratings part. I'd say a 4 out of 10. Nice colors though. It really resembles his look. But other than that, not that good. So here's like a little check-in before we start this thing. I don't recall the last time I did this, but my semester is almost there. I start my fall semester on Monday, and the summer has gone fast-ish, I would say. Also, if you're not that much of a FAFSA guy, welcome to the club. Because FAFSA is a pain in the ass for me. Okay? Oh my god, it's a handful. As well as getting everything prepared and ordering books and all that crap. It's just a handful. Also, something that I want to share about my work, about me working in retail. I didn't think that one thing would be sore was my back. I mean, sure, my feet will start hurting, but I'm kind of used to that. Kinda, not fully, but kinda. And yet there are times where like my lower back or a part of my middle back just says oh, it's killing me. Please sit down right, a comfy chair. Yeah, that's what it's like. With that out of the way, welcome back to Omnitrix Vortex Ratings, the show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain the lore behind it, including what it looks like, and I rate from 1 to 10. Also, trivia. If it's not gonna be that much trivia, I'll be putting this video. It's gonna be a whole lot of trivia. I'll be putting a separate video. Let's get started. Most out of bound intro I ever had this thing. What are we gonna get today? Alright, please be something good. Please be something good. Omnitrix Mad? When I think of Omnitrix Mad, I'm thinking like the Mad band Omnitrix, and that's one we already covered. And no. Whoa, what the frick? What the frick? Please tell me that design choice is a little clunky to you guys. So this Omnitrix is worn by Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, you heard me. Benjamin Franklin, the guy on the $100 bill. The guy who created electricity with lightning and a kite. Oh, I know what the mad part of Omnitrix Mad is from. If you guys didn't know about the show Mad, it was just like a cartoon thing full with lots of funny bits in it. I remember it. It was so good. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up Mad TV show. It'll pop up. It was so good. That was part of my childhood back then. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't picture that until I just saw the Omnitrix. Oh my god. In fact, the first appearance this happened was called Bennington Franklin, which was a bit in the show. Think of Saturday Night Live. but like in a cartoon form. And it's only just the bits. Not the whole intro or the band thing, it's just that. So the Omnitrix from the Mad TV show appears mostly identical to the recalibrated Omnitrix from Alien Force, but simplified to match the Mad art style. Because the art style was different back then in that show. With some other minor differences as well. There's only one crown. The gray parts connected to the wristband to the case are missing, and the black part of the wristband is split into rectangles. Also, the features it allows the user to transform to a variety of alien-like forms, each with their own abilities and weaknesses and all that. It also has a quick change feature, which allows the user to transform from one alien to another with their mind. In other words, kind of like master control, except it's called a quick change feature. Okay, so the ones that were introduced in that, the ones that were appeared in that show right there was Forearm, Swamp Fire, Energy, Jet Ray, and Humongosaur. And trivia, not that much. Let's go for it. So this Omnitrix is unique in that it appears to have been created spontaneously by a strike of lightning rather than by an individual such as Azimuth. The orientation of the Omnitrix symbol varies from transformation to transformation. Swamp Fire's symbol is in the 11 o'clock position, whereas Energy is in the 2 o'clock position. And Jet Ray's symbol is completely sideways, similarly to those of the Omnitrix forms. Now when I said 11 o'clock position and the 2 o'clock position, yeah, the Omnitrix is also can resemble as a literal freaking watch. Like a normal ass watch, but it just looks like the Omnitrix. You know, I love the fact that this was already a thing back then. That brought the childhood right back to me for some reason. And I did not remember that until today. Like, wow. That brings back memories for me, guys. It brings back memories. Oh, and by the way, if you tell by the wheel of the Omnitrixes, we are so close. We just have a few more left, and then this Ben 10 series is done. And hopefully, there could be another Ben 10 series. Or not. Maybe season 2 of the Speedforce series will be coming up. Just have to stick around and wait. I would give this such a high rating, but it's not impressive enough to give it a higher one. To be generous, I'll give it a straight 5 out of 10. Mainly because it's the recalibrated Omnitrix, but a different art style, and it's not the exact version, it's just like what they chose it to be. So, straight 5 out of 10. How much do you hate it when it takes too long for your TikToks to fully upload and then shown to your For You page? It happens to me a lot. It happens to me, not a lot, but a hefty amount. Like, you do it multiple times, sometimes it will work after those multiple attempts, other times it won't, and start over again. And, yeah, it's just one of those times. I mean, the other day I did an episode this, and, it wouldn't upload, so we're gonna do it again. So, welcome back to Omnitrix Lore / Reigns, a show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain the lore behind it, explain what it looks like, and I rate from 1 to 10. And trivia. There's not be that much trivia. It's gonna be in this video, if it's a whole lot, in a separate video instead. Ooh, gotta get today. Or what we got today. Alright, please be something good. Please be something good. Please be something good. Omnitrix future. Now, I say Omnitrix future, I'm not talking about the Omnitrix because it's not one of them. I am talking about. Hold on a sec. You know, there actually been like a couple different variations of the Omnitrix in the future, so this is gonna be a whole longer than just one part of this. So stay tuned for it. So the first version of the future Omnitrix is from Ben 10,000, the original series. So it resembles the OG Omnitrix before its recalibration, but it has grown in size to cover Ben 10,000's forearm and knuckles, looking more like a gauntlet fusing with his arm. And the faceplate is larger with the rims slanting outwards. The white tubes now have connectors, and the button is placed slightly lower than before, and it has fingerless gloves covering Ben 10,000's hand, and additionally, the green hourglass in the center of the Omnitrix is horizontal instead of being vertical like in the OG Omnitrix. The features is the same thing as the OG Omnitrix, has all the features that it has, most notably the master control function. So this future version of Ben 10,000 has master control. And also there are a lot of known aliens that actually have existed or mentioned in the series. The ones that are listed are Alien X, Iguana, Atomics, Brainstorm, Buzzshot, Cannonball, Diamond Head, Ditto, Forearms, Ben Victor, or Frankenstrike I should say, Gray Matter, Heat Blast, Sandbox, Shellhead, Snake Pit, don't ask me about those three, Ben Mummy, or should I say Snarrow in this case, Spitter, Stinkflight, Topic, Waving, Wild Mud, Wild Vine, and Accelerate. The ones that were used in like the first time we see Ben 10,000 in the episode Ben 10,000 was Arctic Iguana, Buzzshot, Cannonball, Diamond Head, Forearms, Heat Blast, Spitter, Stinkfly, Wild Mutt, and Accelerate. The ones that were mentioned were Atomics, Ditto, Gray Matter, Sandbox, Shellhead, Snake Pit, Ben Mummy. There's also Topic, Waving, and Wildvine. They were not just mentioned; they're also used in one of the few last episodes of the OG series called Ken 10. And the ones that weren't used were Alien X, Brainstorm, Sandbox, Shellhead, Snake Pit, and also Frankenstrike. Oh, look at that. I thought it'd be like a lot more trivia, but I guess not. This one has a hefty amount of trivia, so let's get into it. So, Ben enhances each of his aliens with nanotech. The Omnitrix transformed as Ben got older, giving him more control and access to a lot more aliens. The Omnitrix was designed by a guy named Thomas Perkins. Tom Perkins created several unofficial transformations exclusive to Ben 10,000's Omnitrix long after the series ended, including Brain Drain, Fungi, Pterosaur, Gurge, Transmuter, and Warp. Which I gotta admit, I would have been so psyched to see that. Remember when I said I'm gonna say more than one version? Yeah, I'm gonna do more than one version. Let's get into it. Now this Omnitrix was introduced in the Ultimate Alien timeline, where it's a completely different version of Ben 10,000. The Ultimatrix has the same appearance as the prototype Omnitrix after its recalibration, meaning it's recalibrated Omnitrix, but better for his case. It has like a watch-like shape with a green wristband, so same thing as recalibrated Omnitrix. Features the same Of course, it has this exact same varieties. This is one it can allow the user to transform to a newest variety of alien life forms that have their own powers, their own strengths and weaknesses. This one can also let the user transform between alien forms with or without touching the Omnitrix symbol. So, in other words, like Master Control Center. There's an evolutionary feature, which of course is like the Omnitrix, but in the recalibrated Omnitrix form. This one has the ability to evolve aliens into their ultimate form, granting them new powers and more powerful new abilities. Furthermore, the Omnitrix has the ability to evolve the user itself. Malfunctions. The Omnitrix can be hacked by Eon, which is a variant of Ben Tennyson. And when I say hacked by Eon, I mean like, if you know it's controlled by Eon, it's because the watch symbol can turn purple instead of green. That's Eon's energy controlling it. The known aliens here, and the ultimate forms here. So the known aliens here are Arctic Iguana, Clockwork, Diamond Head, Heat Blast, Humongosaur, Jet Ray, Spider Monkey, and Accelerate. And the ultimate forms are Humongosaur and Ben. When I say Ben, it turns into Ultimate Ben. That gives him the powers of every alien in the Omnitrix without transforming. And one thing for trivia, so despite having access to Ultimates, the Omnitrix was never referred to on screen by any name. It was just a watch. Yes, it says Ultimatrix, but it's the Ben 10,000's version of Ultimatrix. Okay, I'm gonna make a part 2 about this, so stick around. As I said before, we were close to this series, the Ben 10 series, but TikTok, you're doing me dirty again. I tried to upload my 2 parts of the Ben 10 series, like Ben 10,000, all versions of it, including the trivia and such. And you just keep forbidding me from doing that. And yeah, I had to delete the drafts. So you know what? I'm saving them for future content. Maybe it's gonna be here, maybe it's gonna be somewhere else. I don't know. I'm just gonna save them for future content. So, welcome to the finale. Welcome to the finale of Omnitrix Lore / Reigns, a show where I take one watch from the Omniverse, explain the lore behind it, including what it looks like, and narrate from 1 to 10. And trivia. If it's not that much trivia, we put in this video. If it's gonna be a whole lot, we put in a separate video. So, let's get started. On this final episode of Omnitrix Lore / Reigns, we have the reboot Omnitrix. Yes, the Omnitrix from the reboot series. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So this finale is going to be like multiple parts at least. So again, hang on tight. So in the reboot series, it has gone through a lot of different design changes. In season 1, it's like the classic, very big wristwatch, black and gray in color, gray down the middle, like a watch face, green arrows of glass shape. When Ben selects his aliens, it shows the alien silhouette. In Omnitrix Part 3, Phil put on a blue device on the outer side of the Omnitrix that was supposed to control the temporary malfunction on switching from alien to alien. On Season 2, it was upgraded by Ben using Upgrade in Omnitrix Part 4. The white cords and dial were silver and green. The 4 buttons on the faceplate were replaced with gray squares. There was an additional band of dark gray running around the center of the Omnitrix, and the activation button was on a strip. Season 3, however, it got rebooted in Innovation Part 5 High Override. The rim of the dial was white, the squares on the last upgrade were replaced with green arrows, and the area behind the hourglass and the wristband both became gray. The outer band was black with green arrows, and the sides of the dial and the ends of the wristband were silver. The top of the gray wristband had a green hourglass underneath the dial, and the top of the dial was black. Unlike the Omnitrix last two versions, the third version did not have its tube-like circuitry. And the pentathlon, Brown Knight's guards put the locking device on the Omnitrix. The version crossover Nexus looked generally the same, but is adapted to the art style of OKKO, Let's Be Heroes. And in Xenowiz Nemo, the Omnitrix had cartouche at the SX due to Ben being in Xeno's world. Seasons 4 and 5, as of Summer Breakers, the latest upgrade colors, the entire device was almost completely gray, with the black ends and the arrows on the dial being absent. The hourglass coloring now remains two-tone gray, and white support tubes that surround the dial. In Xeno's world, the Omnitrix has a cartouche segment which is as much like in Xenowiz Nemo. Alternate dimensions, however, there are. So the alternate dimension ones that appeared in the reboot series, it was basically the same thing, like UAF, Omniverse, Gwen 10, the OG series. It was the same thing. It was the same design they used in those other series. Alternate timelines. Omnitrices from aborted timelines and bend again and again. Those exactly the same as Season 1 version. The purpose for it, the Omnitrix was created by Azimuth and assisted by a brilliant chimera suit generator named Vilgax. So this is one of the signs that Ben 10 has completely rebooted, because it didn't say anything about Vilgax making the Omnitrix with Azimuth in there. It said Myax was creating the Omnitrix with Azimuth, but not Vilgax. The device was made to allow the user to walk in the shoes of other alien races and bring closer unity in the universe. There have been at least 5 known users: Vilgax, Ben Tennyson, Billy Billions, Gwen Tennyson, and Alien X. Granted, Alien X absorbed the watch into his body, but same thing. The modes in this thing are active mode, recharge mode, collect/capture mode, and reconfiguration mode. Active mode means the Omnitrix has default mode. Whether the symbol turns green, it means it's hero time. You switch the dial the alien you want, and then you smack it, and you become the alien. Recharge modes mean when it turns red, it's on timeout, which means it has a limiter on it, and it's like a timer. So like when it hits red, that means time's up. You're back to human. Wait till it turns green again. The capture mode is a yellow setting where you can like scan aliens and capture their DNA and put it in the watch. And reconfiguration mode is like, in this case, like in which the appearance of the device changing into a new version of it. The feature is all the same. It has DNA of millions of aliens across the galaxy, and the user can transform into any of them, gain their own unique powers and their weaknesses. Originally, it could only have 10 accessible aliens at a time. As of Ben 10,010, that has been changed. The reason for this in-universe is unknown. Also, alien DNA is injected into the user, meaning they retain their wielder's personality, memories, and consciousness. Because of this, most of the aliens are not full-blown aliens, with the exception of ectoneurite and conductoid DNA. And by that I mean like ghost streak DNA and feedback DNA. Or in this case, shock rock, I would say. Feedback's not in the reboot series, but shock rock is. The DNA samples are contained in DNA pods with a small force field that keeps the DNA contained but allows the user to pass through it. If the user is inside the watch, they can transform by running through the pods. The device have bonded to Ben's genetic code, so only a biological relative of the Tennyson family can become an alien by running through them. The user can also access the entire cache of aliens by cycling in new chambers and replacing the others. The new pods take place, so the old ones at the Omnitrix will reset, but will return to their current or default factory settings if not. The user can temporarily access aliens not present in the active playlist by pulling up on the device's faceplate instead of pushing down. This brings up a holographic touchpad where the user can tap and drag circles across in specific patterns to temporarily unlock new aliens. The Omnitrix also has a transport access panel that can allow one to go inside the watch. It can be programmed to respond telepathically to its user. It's backed up by certain models of the watch having no activation button, and the device itself can activate on its own, confirming that the user can manipulate the device with their mind to an extent. Repair, mutate DNA, terraform planet. It emits a frequency even when not used, so the user can be easily tracked using it. It has master control if the or transformed alien do not unload without having to touch it. The Omnitrix can show the last alien the user transformed to. It has safeguards as well. It has a quick change feature. It has protection against external attackers, such as fulminists or nanites. It has an orange timer like saying that was activated by Asmith. Give alien transformations custom clothing loosely based on the user's current outfit. It has a fail-safe release that attaches itself from the user's wrist. If it's ever changed, like the Omnitrix, it can create fusions of the aliens. They're not stored on the device but created when being transformed to. If the user passes through the DNA pods inside the watch, they can also become fusions. And the user can also transform into fusions through their emotions. Also, the Omnitrix could create alien species. There's more of this, so stick around for part 2. This is part 2 of the finale, so let's get into it. Also, ignore the fact I have cuts on my face. I shaved not too long ago, like a few minutes ago at least. Sometimes you cut yourself, and that's what happens, but normally it's not like this. Okay, so now up to the extensions of this watch. So it has a built-in universal translator. It can be used as a two-way communication system, which works when the user is transformed. The communicator can also be used from inside the Omnitrix, and the Omnitrix can track alien signals. Enhancements, well, this is because of a malfunction caused when it was recalibrated by upgrading Omnitrix Part 4, the Omnitrix allowed the user to transform in a random manner into Omni-enhanced versions of the aliens through the use of energy-based forms like shock rock. When the Omnitrix booted itself in Innovation Part 5 High Override, the Omni-enhancements were removed, but they may return if the fulminant DNA affects the aliens again. Upon the acquisition of the Omnitrix key, the Omnitrix can provide the aliens with Omnikix armors, a security protocol built in the device. By twisting the symbols on their bodies 90 degrees, the alien forms will be armored robotic suits, boosting their natural abilities and adding new powers. Another one is that the Omnitrix can provide its aliens with Omni-Knot armors. By twisting the symbols on their bodies another 90 degrees, the alien forms will have their Omnikix armors reformatted to special robotic suits that allow them to survive in the vacuum of space and aquatic environments. They can alternatively be activated automatically when the user is already in space. For aliens who can actually survive in space, such as January, the Omni-Knot armors will give them added protection. The symbol position is pretty straightforward. Like, the Omnitrix symbol is generally located on the chest of transformations. Gray Matter Slapback wears them on their back. Heat Blast wears the Omnitrix symbol on his collarbone. Which is... No, it's not. It's in the center of it, dude. Clothing... This one is different. There's like different types of clothing in different aliens. But for Diamond Head, he has black and yellow clothing. For Accelerate, he has black and blue clothing. For Forearms and Gax, they have white and black clothing, similar to the Ben Price transformations from the classic continuity. Slapback has white, blue, and black clothing. Gray Matter has green and black clothing, similar to the Omniverse version, and the rest appear to have no clothing. The display, it displays black silhouettes of the aliens on the faceplate, so similar to the original series Dimension and Quentin Dimension counterparts, and the certain watches from other dimensions, notably the Alien Force dimensions, instead display 3D green holograms of the transformations. Malfunctions, however, the Omnitrix will sometimes transform the user into the wrong alien. It's due to not perfecting either preload or the application of adequate pressure and incorrect reading in the display. In general, incorrect transformations are caused by general user negligence. If fiddled with, the Omnitrix can start turning users into hybrids of multiple aliens. When struck by lightning in close proximity with Zingos, Omnitrix aliens and their powers can become cartoonish. It's vulnerable to electromagnetic interferences, such as that created by polar and solar twin, so the user will randomly switch from one alien to another and or experience delayed transformations until the electric/magnetic interference is gone. Also, the user can also become trapped in transformation if trapped in an electromagnetic field. It's also vulnerable to stormy weather, making the user unable to transform for a short period. The Omnitrix has no mind control protection. Having more than 10 DNA pods in the loading bay can cause the user randomly and uncontrollably switch from one alien to another. The only time this has occurred was because Vilgax, who knows how the Omnitrix works, used his DNA as an inside man to activate Gax's chamber. If the watch's symbol is removed when the user is transformed, the ability to transform back to normal is removed. Furthermore, if the Omnitrix is recreated by Strike's pen, the Omnitrix will start transforming its user into Cartoon Network characters instead of aliens. The Omnitrix is vulnerable to magic, of course. As a side effect, the Omnitrix feature will cause the Omnitrix to use more power and consequently time out faster. If the user is trapped while transformed into an inner cell, they will be trapped in that transformation until they exit the inner cell. The inner cell, like energy cell, whatever. When user quick changes from alien to alien after a lower decibel attempting to hack the device, the Omnitrix will overload, resulting timeout faster than usually or other glitches. It's also vulnerable to the Omnitrix jammer, which blocks accelerate. If the Omnitrix key is placed on the wrong side, the user will not have access to the Omninaut armors. If the user loses its emotion, the Omnitrix will start creating amalgams. The watch's defenses against external attackers can be taken down by a machine. Before the watch analyzes the nanites to eliminate them, the infected DNA pods and the Omnitrix will release alien DNA and turn other human beings into aliens. This can only be reversed by removing the nanites. There's also a failsafe feature that can be easily exploited by a Celestial Sabian, as demonstrated by Alien X. Now, often known aliens. There's a lot of them. There's been some coming and going. Like in season 1 and before, there was Cannonball, Diamond Head, Forearm, Spraymar, Heat Blast, Overflow, Stinkfly, Upgrade, Wildfang, Accelerate, and Gax. Gax is Vilgax species, and Overflow is like Water Hazard in a reboot series. In season 2, there was Shock Rock, and in season 3, there was Humongosaur, Wrath, and Slapback. In season 4, there was Jet Ray, Goop, and Waybig, and in season 5, it was Surge. Some of these aliens are part of the active list, others are not part of it, do not appear, or not part of the playlist, but temporarily available, or they're not part of the active playlist. They're just DNA used by other characters. Known locked aliens. The following there's a list of aliens that are locked in the Omnitrix, like Arctiguana, Alien X, Astrodactyl, Atomics, Ballweevil, Big Chill, Blitz, Wolfer, Blocks, Brainstorm, Bullfight, Buzzshark, Chameleon, Chromosome, Clockwork, Crash Hour, Ditto, Eel, Echo, Eye Guy, Fast Strike, Feedback, Franken Strike, Grab Attack, Ghost Freak Out, Roger, Ray Kick, and Hog, Lodestar, Mustache, Pesky Dust, Brick Jaws, Chunk Squad, Zero, Spider Monkey, Spitter, Swampfire, Topic, the Worst, Perk, Upchuck, Merc, Upchuck, Walker, Trout, and Wildmire. Basically, all the aliens that came from original series to UAF to Omniverse, all those aliens are the locked ones in the watch. There's also Cartoon Network characters that would actually be in crossover nexus, which is like a Ben 10 and January Rex kind of thing in the reboot series. The Cartoon Network characters are Jake the Dog from Adventure Time, Proteus Warrior, Robot Jones, Festro, Uncle Grandpa from the show Uncle Grandpa, Gumball Watterson from Amazing World Gumball, Mordecai from Radio Show, Ed, Word, Moxie, Grizzly Bear, Jeff, Randall, Graham, Chowder, Knuckles, Monkey, Cow, Super Cow, Johnny Bravo, Buttercup, Dexter, and Finn, the human. And motherfucker, there's a lot of trivia. So part 3, I guess. Woo! Hopefully I get to part 3 before going to work today. If not, then might as well do it after work. See you part. It's part 3 of the finale. Hopefully it's going to be the last part of this. So let's get into it. Also, it's almost 8:30. I was done with work about almost an hour and a half ago. And I just took a shower in my PJs. Let's get into it. There's a trivia, and there's a whole lot of freaking trivia, so hang tight. So to start off, the Omnitrix does not have enough room to contain the DNA samples of every sapient space in the universe, as it does not have access to DNA from Bashmouth species. In case you guys don't know about Bashmouth, he's the reboot version of Blitzwolfer that's only in Kevin's Omnitrix. At the very least, every canon alien confirmed to have been cataloged in the OG Omnitrix from the classic continuity is present in this Omnitrix. As such, every alien created for the reboot exists in the classic continuity. It is currently unknown in the Andromeda aliens from the classic continuity are available in the Watch, as Duncan Roulau views it as being the same as the original Omnitrix. But in case they're not, Duncan has assured that they will get added later. A scrap power-up for the Omnitrix had been its aliens generating shadow versions of themselves. Playmates Toys had made some ideas for transformations in his toys. Phil clocked the Omnitrix transformation process at 100 Google yottabytes per 0.0000000001 cube second. For those of you who count my zeros, was that good job? Because I couldn't count them. As far as any sub or superluminal matter in the universe, the Omnitrix operational speed easily surpasses the once theoretical faster-than-light tachyon particle. This is as fast as any Galvan equipment can clock it, but could be faster. The crew looked long and hard at the original lineup of the classic continuity when assigning which aliens to clue in the roster for season 1. It was first hinted by Duncan that aliens that were removed from the active playlist, excluding Upgrade, will return in a future season, foreshadowing the events of Ben Gen 10. When Rex Salazar moves Xanax from the Omnitrix, the Galvan and Floron DNA pods are seen in the loading chamber. This implies that Grey Matter and Wildvine were added back to the active playlist off-screen during the special. Given the nature of the Omnitrix's DNA scanner, it's possible for Ben to regain Upgrade by scanning DNA of another galvanic megamorph. The out-of-universe reasons for the Watch having a new appearance every season are to repurpose unused designs from pre-production and to differentiate one season from another, and for marketing purposes. When Vilgax possesses the Watch after betraying Azimuth, Vilgax had better access to the Watch's entire catalog of transformations because of his knowledge of the Omnitrix's inner functions. Also, when asked if the Omnitrix aliens are optimized adults of their species, Duggan replied that it was not the case, citing a previous statement made by Dwayne McDuffie that the Omnitrix does not make optimized aliens. The Omnitrix can take on the appearance of its classic continuity counterparts through reconfiguration mode. It is unknown if this Omnitrix has a self-destruct feature like in the classic continuity, and unlike its classic counterparts, the version of this watch first has the alien selected by the user and then the core emerges. Also, Season 1 design for the watch looks exactly the same as the OG Omnitrix from the classic continuity. Same case with OG series and Gwenten's Dimensions watch. Even though a reference image exists for a more detailed Omnitrix core, the Omnitrix itself has a more simplified T-shaped circuitry pattern from Season 3 onwards. The season 2 and seasons 4 and 5 designs for the Omnitrix has its choose glow green when selecting and transforming into an alien, similar to the Omnitrix in Race Against Time timeline. Similarly, the Alien Forces Dimensions Omnitrix looks exactly the same as a recalibrated Omnitrix from the classic continuity, and the Omnitrix storing DNA itself is similar to what the Omniverse Omnitrix does. And finally, the Omnitrix from the dimension 12041.5 is modeled after a scrapped concept for the primary Omnitrix design as of Summer Breakers. And there you have it. That is everything from the reboot Omnitrix. And that is the season finale. That's the series finale, I should say. The series finale of Omnitrix lore / ratings. Oh, almost forgot. The ratings part. I gotta do that. So the ratings part, I give that a solid 9 out of 10. And, I actually got, like, more Ben 10 lore to share with you guys. It's gonna be not be part of the series. It's gonna be part of original content. So, stay tuned for more Ben 10 lore. And, yeah, see you next time.